Hello, friends! If you're excited to learn all about the movie Blitz 2024 in English, don't forget to give this video a like. And if it's your first time with us, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We dive into the best movies. So join us and never miss out on the latest content. Let's get started. Blitz 2024 is a cinematic journey that promises to immerse audiences in a period of history marked by resilience, courage, and the indomitable human spirit. Directed by the visionary filmmaker Steve McQueen, known for his ability to craft stories that are both intimate and epic, this film captures the harrowing yet hopeful reality of life during the Blitz in London. Set against the backdrop of World War II, it doesn't just recount historical events. It breathes life into them through richly drawn characters and emotionally charged storytelling. The movie is a poignant blend of drama, suspense, and humanity, taking viewers into the heart of a city under siege. Blitz is not merely a tale of survival, but an ode to the people of London who endured nightly bombings while keeping their spirits unbroken. McQueen's storytelling weaves together the lives of multiple characters, each representing different facets of society, from firefighters and air raid wardens to ordinary citizens grappling with extraordinary challenges. The film opens with a visually stunning depiction of London's skyline, a city both beautiful and scarred. The first act paints a picture of life before the nightly bombings began, establishing a sense of normalcy and routine. This deliberate pacing allows viewers to connect with the characters on a personal level, understanding their dreams, fears, and relationships. Among them is Evelyn, a determined schoolteacher who finds herself thrust into a role she never anticipated. Her classroom becomes a shelter, not just from falling bombs, but from the uncertainty of the outside world. Alongside Evelyn is Arthur, a grizzled firefighter haunted by past traumas, but driven by an unrelenting sense of duty. His story interweaves with that of Clara, a vibrant young nurse who navigates the chaos of wartime hospitals, providing care and comfort to the injured while yearning for her fiancé, who is stationed overseas. These characters are joined by others who add depth and diversity to the narrative, creating a tapestry of experiences that mirror the collective struggle of Londoners during the Blitz. As the bombings begin, the film shifts gears, immersing the audience in the tension and unpredictability of nightly air raids. McQueen's masterful use of sound and cinematography brings the terror of the Blitz to life. The drone of approaching bombers, the wailing of air raid sirens, and the deafening explosions create an atmosphere that is both overwhelming and visceral. Yet, amid this chaos, moments of quiet humanity shine through. Neighbors sharing a laugh in a shelter, a child's voice reciting a poem, or a firefighter risking everything to save a trapped family. The plot is skillfully constructed to keep viewers engaged, balancing the personal stories of its characters with the larger narrative of a city under attack. Key elements include the tension-filled evacuations of children to the countryside, the bravery of volunteers who repair damaged infrastructure, and the resilience of those who refuse to abandon their homes despite the dangers. Each storyline is intricately woven into the fabric of the film, creating a sense of unity and shared purpose. Major twists are scattered throughout, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. These moments are not just about shocking revelations, but about deepening our understanding of the characters and their journeys. For instance, a seemingly minor character, a quiet librarian, emerges as a key figure in organizing underground shelters, revealing a hidden network of resistance and solidarity. Another twist involves Evelyn, whose leadership in her community becomes a beacon of hope, though it comes at a personal cost. The pacing of Blitz is one of its strongest assets. It starts slow, building tension as the specter of war looms larger, then crescendos into a heart-pounding rhythm as the bombings intensify. Yet, McQueen doesn't let the chaos overshadow the quieter, more intimate moments. He ensures that the audience never loses sight of the human stories at the core of the film. As the film progresses, it explores themes of resilience, sacrifice, and the fragility of life. The characters' struggles are universal, reminding us that even in the darkest times, hope and humanity can prevail. The cinematography captures this duality, with scenes of devastation juxtaposed against moments of beauty, A sunrise over the Thames, a family sharing a meal in the rubble of their home, or a firefighter silhouetted against a burning building. One of the most compelling aspects of Blitz is its ability to transport viewers into its world, making them feel the weight of its events while also finding moments of levity and grace. The characters' relationships are the heart of the story, whether it's the camaraderie of firefighters, the bond between a teacher and her students, or the love letters exchanged between Clara and her fiancé. These connections ground the film, ensuring it resonates on a deeply emotional level. By the time the credits roll, Blitz leaves audiences with a profound appreciation for the resilience of the human spirit. It's a film that doesn't just depict history but makes it personal, drawing us into the lives of its characters and their struggles. Whether it's Evelyn's quiet strength, Arthur's unwavering courage, or Clara's boundless compassion, their stories stay with us, reminding us of the sacrifices made during one of history's darkest chapters. And of course, Blitz sets the stage for a broader conversation about the legacy of the Blitz and its impact on the collective memory of those who lived through it. It's a film that resonates long after the final scene, inviting viewers to reflect on the power of community and the enduring strength of humanity in the face of adversity. Blitz 2024 is a film that thrives on its deeply human storytelling, brought to life by a cast of characters who are as complex and varied as the era they inhabit. Each character is a lens through which the film explores themes of resilience, sacrifice, and hope amidst the chaos of war. These characters are not merely vehicles for the plot. They are the heart of the story, their struggles and triumphs reflecting the collective spirit of a city under siege. At the center of the narrative is Evelyn Carter, a schoolteacher whose life is upended by the Blitz. Evelyn's arc is one of quiet transformation. At the start, she is a dedicated but somewhat reserved teacher, focused on her students and content with a predictable routine. However, as the bombings intensify, Evelyn steps into a role she never anticipated, a leader within her community. Her school becomes a makeshift shelter, and her calm demeanor and quick thinking provide solace to those around her. Evelyn's character is a study in quiet strength. She is not a soldier or a firefighter, but her contribution is no less heroic. Through Evelyn, the film explores the theme of ordinary individuals rising to extraordinary challenges. Her interactions with her students, particularly young Tommy, a bright but mischievous boy whose family is grappling with loss, highlight her compassion and resourcefulness. Evelyn's journey is both inspiring and heartbreaking as she faces personal sacrifices while trying to protect those in her care. Then there's Arthur Bennett, a veteran firefighter whose experience and stoic demeanor mask a deeply personal struggle. Arthur is the epitome of duty and bravery, running toward danger when others flee. His scenes are some of the film's most intense, showcasing the perilous work of firefighters during the Blitz. Yet, Arthur's character is not defined solely by his heroism. The film delves into his past, revealing a man haunted by loss and driven by a desire to make amends. Arthur's dynamic with his younger colleague, George, adds depth to his character. George is eager and optimistic, often looking to Arthur for guidance. Their relationship is both mentor-mentee and father-son, providing moments of warmth amid the chaos. Arthur's arc is a testament to the enduring human spirit, his courage serving as a beacon for those around him. Clara Hughes, a nurse working in a wartime hospital, is another standout character. Clara's scenes are a whirlwind of activity, capturing the frenetic pace of a hospital overwhelmed by casualties. Her character embodies compassion and resilience, balancing the emotional toll of her work with a deep sense of duty. Clara is also engaged to James, a soldier stationed overseas, and their relationship provides a poignant subplot. Through letters and fleeting phone calls, the film captures the longing and uncertainty of wartime romance. Clara's journey is one of navigating dual responsibilities, her role as a nurse and her hope for a future with James. Her moments of vulnerability make her incredibly relatable, showing that even the strongest individuals have their limits. Yet, Clara's unwavering determination to save lives and maintain hope is nothing short of inspiring. One of the most intriguing characters is Henry Collins, a seemingly ordinary librarian who emerges as a key figure in organizing underground shelters. Henry's quiet demeanor and unassuming presence initially make him appear peripheral to the story. However, as the plot unfolds, his resourcefulness and leadership become apparent. Henry represents the unsung heroes of the Blitz, ordinary citizens who found ways to contribute to their community's survival. Henry's scenes are marked by subtle but impactful moments, such as his interactions with evacuees and his innovative solutions for sheltering large groups. His character highlights the theme of collective resilience, showing how even the smallest contributions can have a profound impact. Another notable character is Margaret Maggie Thompson, a spirited young woman who refuses to let the war dampen her zest for life. Maggie works in a factory by day and volunteers as an air raid warden by night. Her character brings levity and warmth to the film, often serving as a source of encouragement for others. Maggie's optimism is infectious, and her defiance in the face of adversity is a reminder of the strength found in hope. Maggie's dynamic with her family, particularly her overprotective father, adds layers to her character. She is determined to assert her independence and make a difference, even as she navigates the challenges of wartime life. Her storyline is a celebration of youth and resilience, capturing the spirit of a generation determined to persevere. The film also features a host of supporting characters who enrich the narrative. There's Edith, an elderly woman who becomes a surrogate grandmother to the children in her shelter, and David, a journalist documenting the Blitz with an unflinching eye. These characters, though secondary, leave a lasting impression, their stories adding depth and diversity to the film's tapestry. What makes the characters of Blitz so compelling is their authenticity. Each one feels real, their struggles and triumphs resonating with the audience. The film's attention to detail in crafting their arcs ensures that viewers are emotionally invested in their journeys. The interactions between the characters are another highlight. Whether it's Evelyn and Tommy's tender teacher-student bond, Arthur and George's camaraderie, or Clara and James's long-distance romance, the relationships in Blitz are beautifully nuanced. These connections ground the film, ensuring that its larger themes never overshadow the human element. The performances by the cast are exceptional, bringing depth and nuance to their roles. The actors embody their characters with sincerity, making their joys and sorrows palpable. Their chemistry is evident in every interaction, from moments of shared laughter to scenes of heart-wrenching loss. In the end, the characters of Blitz are more than just individuals. They are representations of a city and its people, their stories reflecting the resilience and humanity that define the film. Through their eyes, the audience experiences the triumphs and tragedies of the Blitz, leaving them with a profound appreciation for the indomitable human spirit. As the curtains rise on Blitz 2024, the first half of the story plunges viewers into the heart of 1940s London during the harrowing days of the Blitz. The film opens with a masterful combination of sound and visuals, immediately immersing the audience in the tension of a city bracing itself against the unrelenting terror of nightly bombings. The roar of planes overhead and the distant thud of explosions set a chilling tone. But amidst the chaos, glimmers of resilience shine through in the characters we are about to meet. The narrative begins by introducing Evelyn Carter, a schoolteacher who is carefully orchestrating an evacuation drill with her students. This initial scene is deceptively calm, emphasizing routine and discipline. However, the tension lingers in the background, a reminder that the calm is temporary. Evelyn's interactions with her students reveal her dedication and maternal instincts, as well as the lingering fear in the hearts of the children. This early focus on Evelyn establishes her as a grounding presence in the story. From Evelyn's school, the perspective shifts to Arthur Bennett, a seasoned firefighter, as he prepares for yet another night on duty. Arthur's character is immediately compelling. His unspoken burden is evident in the way he silently checks his equipment, his eyes scanning the horizon as though expecting disaster. The scenes that follow capture the camaraderie among his fellow firefighters, interspersed with moments of quiet reflection that hint at deeper layers to his character. The pacing in this opening act is deliberate, drawing the audience into the rhythm of daily life under threat. The filmmakers use this time to introduce key themes, such as the resilience of the human spirit and the power of community. By focusing on ordinary routines, teachers leading drills, firefighters preparing for duty, and families gathering in shelters, the film creates an intimate portrayal of life during wartime. As the story unfolds, a third narrative thread emerges. Clara Hughes, a nurse working tirelessly at a local hospital. Clara's introduction is a flurry of activity, with the camera following her as she navigates the bustling corridors of the hospital. Her character embodies compassion and urgency, her every movement a testament to the overwhelming demands placed on medical workers during the Blitz. Clara's interactions with her colleagues and patients offer a glimpse into the emotional toll of her work, even as she tries to maintain a facade of calm professionalism. The first major turning point in the film occurs during an air raid warning, which disrupts the fragile normalcy of these characters' lives. The suddenness of the sirens, accompanied by the scramble for safety, serves as a stark reminder of the omnipresent danger. In this sequence, the filmmakers showcase their prowess in building tension, with tightly edited scenes that juxtapose the chaos above ground with the uneasy calm of underground shelters. It is here that the film introduces Henry Collins, a librarian-turned-community organizer, who has taken it upon himself to coordinate efforts in his local shelter. Henry's character is understated but impactful. His quiet determination and resourcefulness provide a sense of stability for the evacuees. The scenes in the shelter are some of the most poignant in the first half, highlighting the unity and resilience of ordinary citizens. Meanwhile, the narrative explores the budding dynamic between Evelyn and one of her students, Tommy. Tommy, a precocious boy with a penchant for mischief, initially appears as comic relief. However, his story takes on a deeper significance as Evelyn becomes a surrogate mother figure to him, especially after the audience learns more about his family's circumstances. Their evolving relationship becomes a cornerstone of the emotional depth in the film's first half. Arthur's storyline takes a dramatic turn when his unit is called to respond to a fire in a densely populated area. The sequence is a technical marvel, with the filmmakers employing practical effects and innovative cinematography to capture the intensity of the flames and the peril faced by the firefighters. Arthur's bravery is on full display, but so is the weight of his responsibility. This moment serves to humanize him further, showing that even the most seasoned heroes are not immune to fear and doubt. As the first half progresses, the pacing begins to accelerate, mirroring the escalating tension in the characters' lives. Clara's subplot gains momentum as she faces a moral dilemma involving scarce medical supplies. This arc introduces an ethical dimension to the narrative, forcing Clara to confront the limits of her ability to help others. Her struggles are interwoven with her longing for her fiancé, James, whose letters provide brief moments of solace. The filmmakers excel at balancing the personal and the collective, ensuring that each character's journey feels integral to the larger narrative. This balance is particularly evident in the scene set in the underground shelter, where a diverse group of evacuees forms a microcosm of London's population. Through conversations and shared experiences, the film explores themes of unity and resilience, emphasizing that the Blitz was not just a series of bombings, but a test of collective endurance. One of the most striking aspects of the first half is its ability to convey the relentless uncertainty of life during the Blitz. The characters are constantly on edge, their every decision shaped by the possibility of an air raid. This tension is reflected in the film's narrative structure, which alternates between moments of quiet reflection and bursts of action. The result is a viewing experience that keeps the audience engaged while immersing them in the emotional reality of the characters. By the midpoint of the film, the individual storylines begin to converge. A chance encounter between Evelyn and Henry hints at the interconnectedness of their lives, while Clara's hospital becomes a focal point for the community during a particularly devastating raid. These intersections are handled with subtlety, ensuring that the plot remains grounded in its characters rather than feeling contrived. Thematically, The first half of Blitz 2024 lays the groundwork for the film's exploration of resilience, sacrifice, and hope. Each character represents a different facet of the human experience during wartime, from the courage of frontline workers to the quiet strength of ordinary citizens. The filmmakers use these narratives to paint a vivid portrait of a city under siege, capturing both the darkness of the era and the light of human kindness. In conclusion, the first half of Blitz is a masterclass in storytelling, blending character-driven drama with historical authenticity. It draws the audience into its world with richly detailed settings, compelling characters, and a narrative that balances tension with moments of hope. As the stage is set for the second half, viewers are left eagerly anticipating how these interconnected stories will unfold against the backdrop of one of history's most challenging periods. The second half of Blitz 2024 begins with the haunting aftermath of the midpoint raid that brought all the characters to a shared crossroads. The narrative dives deeper into the lives of Evelyn, Arthur, Clara, Henry, and Tommy, whose fates are now irrevocably intertwined. The filmmakers waste no time ramping up the tension as new threats loom on the horizon, both external and internal. Evelyn, the steadfast schoolteacher, takes center stage in the opening moments of this half. Having survived the raid alongside her students, she is now faced with the daunting task of leading a group of orphaned children to safety. The weight of her responsibility bears heavily on her, but it also reveals her unwavering resilience. Her relationship with Tommy, who has become a surrogate brother to the younger children, deepens as they navigate the perilous journey. Evelyn's personal growth is palpable. Her initial uncertainty has transformed into a quiet strength. Meanwhile, Arthur's storyline takes a darker turn. The firefighter, once a symbol of stoic bravery, is now grappling with the psychological toll of his work. A particularly harrowing scene shows Arthur alone in his firehouse, staring at the photographs of his fallen comrades. The filmmakers use this moment to explore the hidden wounds of heroism, portraying Arthur's vulnerability in a way that humanizes him. When a sudden alarm jolts him back into action, the audience feels the weight of his sacrifice. As the film progresses, Clara's arc becomes a focal point of the narrative. The nurse, who has been a bastion of hope in the hospital, faces her most challenging test yet, a mass casualty event that overwhelms her already strained resources. Clara's compassionate but firm leadership is put to the ultimate test as she makes life-and-death decisions. Her fiancé, James, whose letters provided comfort in the first half, unexpectedly arrives at the hospital, now a wounded soldier. Their reunion is bittersweet, underscoring the unpredictable nature of wartime relationships. Henry, the unassuming librarian-turned-organizer, emerges as an unlikely hero in the second half. His leadership in the shelter takes on new dimensions as tensions among the evacuees reach a boiling point. In a pivotal scene, Henry mediates a dispute that threatens to divide the group, demonstrating his ability to unite people under extraordinary circumstances. The filmmakers use Henry's character to explore themes of community and resilience, showing that heroism often comes in quiet, unglamorous forms. The narrative reaches its first major climax with a daring rescue mission orchestrated by Arthur and his team. A catastrophic bombing has left a building on the verge of collapse, trapping dozens inside. The sequence is a masterclass in tension and pacing, with the filmmakers employing tight, claustrophobic shots to convey the urgency of the situation. Arthur's bravery is put to the ultimate test when he risks his life to save a child, culminating in a heart-stopping moment that leaves the audience on the edge of their seats. Simultaneously, Evelyn and Tommy find themselves in a perilous situation when their group is caught in an air raid. Seeking refuge in a crumbling church, Evelyn is forced to confront her deepest fears. The sequence is both visually stunning and emotionally charged, with the flickering light of a burning city serving as a backdrop to Evelyn's quiet prayer for strength. Tommy, whose mischievous nature provided levity earlier, steps up in a surprising display of courage, further cementing the bond between him and Evelyn. The film's major plot twist is revealed during a tense conversation between Clara and James. James confesses a secret mission he was involved in before his injury, a mission that could have far-reaching implications for the war effort. Clara's reaction is a mix of shock and resolve, as she realizes the personal sacrifices that have been made in the name of duty. This revelation adds a layer of complexity to their relationship, as well as to the broader narrative. As the second half builds toward its climax, the filmmakers expertly weave together the individual storylines. A particularly moving sequence shows the characters' paths converging during a large-scale evacuation effort. Evelyn, Clara, Arthur, Henry, and Tommy find themselves in the same shelter, their shared experiences forging a bond that transcends their differences. The scene is a testament to the film's central theme, the power of unity in the face of adversity. The final act of Blitz is a roller coaster of emotions. The climactic raid, which serves as the film's emotional and narrative peak, is a breathtaking spectacle of sound and visuals. The filmmakers pull no punches in portraying the devastation, but they also highlight the moments of humanity that shine through the darkness. Evelyn's leadership, Clara's unwavering dedication, Arthur's courage, and Henry's resourcefulness all come to the forefront as the characters work together to save lives. The resolution of the film is both poignant and hopeful. In the aftermath of the raid, the characters reflect on what they have lost and gained. Evelyn decides to formally adopt Tommy, a decision that symbolizes her commitment to rebuilding lives amidst the ruins. Arthur, having faced his demons, finds solace in the camaraderie of his fellow firefighters. Clara and James, despite the uncertainties of war, reaffirm their love and dedication to each other. Henry, whose quiet heroism has been a constant thread, returns to his library with a renewed sense of purpose. The closing scenes of Blitz are a masterclass in emotional resonance. The filmmakers use a series of vignettes to show the characters moving forward, their lives forever changed by the events they have endured. A hauntingly beautiful shot of London at dawn, its skyline marked by both destruction and resilience, serves as a fitting conclusion to this powerful narrative. In the end, Blitz is not just a story about survival. It is a celebration of the human spirit. The second half of the film masterfully ties together its themes, characters, and plot lines, leaving the audience with a sense of hope and a profound appreciation for the resilience of those who lived through one of history's darkest chapters. The making of Blitz 2024 was as dynamic and unpredictable as the story it tells. From the earliest days of production to the final cut, the film was brimming with fascinating behind-the-scenes stories, unusual occurrences, and quirky trivia that make it unforgettable even beyond its narrative. Let's dive into the strange and captivating details that shape this thrilling cinematic journey. One of the most intriguing facts about Blitz is the inspiration behind its gripping narrative. The screenplay was heavily influenced by true events, though the production team worked hard to ensure that real-life parallels were balanced with creative liberties. The initial drafts of the script included a scene that mirrored a real incident so closely that the filmmakers decided to tone it down to avoid controversy. This decision, made during pre-production, set the tone for a production that constantly walked the tightrope between fact and fiction. The film's director, known for their meticulous attention to detail, was deeply invested in creating a world that felt both authentic and surreal. To achieve this, they collaborated with an unusual mix of consultants, including historians, urban planners, and even psychologists, to ensure the film's setting, pacing, and emotional beats resonated with audiences. One consultant revealed that they spent weeks analyzing patterns of human behavior in high-pressure environments to help refine the characters' reactions and decisions. During the shoot, the film's lead actor faced one of the most grueling challenges of their career. A pivotal scene required them to perform a series of physically demanding stunts that were initially planned to be executed with a stunt double. However, the actor insisted on performing the stunts themselves to maintain authenticity. Despite rigorous training and safety measures, they suffered minor injuries that led to brief delays in the shooting schedule. The commitment to realism, however, paid off spectacularly, as the final cut of the scene was hailed as one of the most intense and memorable moments in the film. Interestingly, the The production wasn't without its share of mysterious occurrences. While filming in a remote location, the crew encountered a series of strange and unexplained technical glitches. Cameras malfunctioned without warning. Audio recordings contained inexplicable interference, and lighting setups inexplicably failed. Superstitious members of the team speculated that the location was cursed, while others joked that the film's antagonist had somehow taken control of the set. Though no definitive explanation was ever found, these incidents added an eerie layer to the production process, further fueling the film's mystique. The film's art direction also deserves special mention for its ingenuity and innovation. The team employed groundbreaking techniques to create the visually stunning world of Blitz. For one particular set piece, a combination of traditional set design and cutting-edge CGI was used to seamlessly blend reality with illusion. The result was a breathtaking visual spectacle that left even seasoned filmmakers in awe. In post-production, the visual effects team revealed that achieving this level of realism required hundreds of hours of meticulous work, including a painstaking frame-by-frame analysis to ensure every detail was flawless. Among the film's most endearing trivia is the fact that several cast and crew members became lifelong friends during the shoot. The camaraderie on set was so strong that they often referred to themselves as the Blitz family. One crew member shared a story about how the cast would gather every Friday night for impromptu karaoke sessions, which became a cherished tradition throughout the production. These moments of levity provided a welcome contrast to the intensity of the film's storyline and helped foster a supportive and collaborative environment. One of the most unusual occurrences during the production involved an unexpected guest, a stray dog that wandered onto the set during an outdoor shoot. Rather than shooing the animal away, the cast and crew adopted it as an unofficial mascot. The dog, affectionately named Blitz by the team, became a constant presence on set, even appearing in a few background shots. When filming wrapped, one of the actors decided to adopt the dog, adding a heartwarming epilogue to the production story. The music of Blitz also holds its own fascinating secrets. The composer, renowned for their evocative scores, drew inspiration from an eclectic mix of sources, including traditional folk music, industrial sounds, and even recordings of urban environments. To capture the right tone for a climactic sequence, the composer spent days wandering the city where the film was set, recording ambient sounds that were later woven into the score. This innovative approach not only added depth and texture to the music, but also helped immerse viewers in the film's world. Another interesting tidbit is the hidden Easter eggs scattered throughout the film. These subtle references, designed to reward eagle-eyed viewers, include nods to classic films, cryptic symbols related to the plot, and even personal touches from the cast and crew. For example, one scene features a background billboard with a cryptic message that, when decoded, reveals a line from the director's favorite poem. Fans of the film have since turned these Easter eggs into a treasure hunt, further cementing Blitz's status as a cultural phenomenon. The journey to bring Blitz to life was also marked by a few unconventional marketing strategies. The production team decided to engage directly with fans through social media, releasing cryptic teasers and interactive puzzles that hinted at the film's themes and plot twists. This innovative campaign generated buzz and excitement, creating a loyal fan base even before the film's release. The filmmakers later revealed that some of the teaser content was created on the fly during breaks in shooting, showcasing the team's resourcefulness and creativity. Perhaps one of the strangest and most fascinating aspects of the film's production was its influence on the local community where it was filmed. The intense interest in the project brought a surge of tourism to the area, with fans eager to catch a glimpse of the set or meet the cast and crew. Local businesses flourished, and the production team made a conscious effort to give back by hiring local talent and donating to community projects. The legacy of Blitz in this region is a testament to the power of cinema to create lasting connections and positive impact. The final piece of trivia that stands out is the sheer determination and passion of everyone involved in the making of Blitz. From the long hours on set to the sleepless nights in the editing room, the team's unwavering dedication to their craft is evident in every frame of the film. One crew member remarked that working on Blitz felt less like a job and more like a mission, a sentiment that resonates deeply in the finished product. As the credits rolled on the production of Blitz 2024, the cast and crew knew they had created something truly special. The strange, fascinating, and heartfelt stories that unfolded behind the scenes are a testament to the creativity, resilience, and humanity that define the world of filmmaking. Whether it's a stray dog becoming a mascot, technical glitches sparking ghost stories, or impromptu karaoke nights bringing people together, these moments remind us that the magic of movies often begins long before the cameras start rolling. The allure of Blitz 2024 lies not just in its gripping narrative and polished visuals, but also in its profound exploration of themes and events that resonate deeply with audiences. From the moment the story unfolds, the movie captivates viewers with moments that challenge perspectives, evoke emotions, and linger in the mind long after the credits roll. Let's take a deep dive into the film's significant events and explore how they contribute to its impact, critical reception, and emotional resonance. One of the earliest scenes in Blitz introduces the audience to a world teetering on the edge of chaos. This moment isn't just about setting up the plot. It's a masterclass in world building. The visuals, paired with an ominous score, convey a society grappling with its fragility. Critics have praised this sequence for its ability to immerse the audience instantly, using subtle cues like background conversations, fleeting news reports, and the expressions of secondary characters to suggest a larger narrative at play. This nuanced approach allows viewers to feel the weight of the world without needing extensive exposition, a testament to the filmmaker's craft. A pivotal event early in the film, a public incident that sparks the chain of events, is executed with such intensity and precision that it leaves audiences breathless. What sets this sequence apart is not just its technical brilliance, but also its layered storytelling. From a critical perspective, this moment acts as a microcosm of the film's central themes: the fragility of trust, the unpredictability of human behavior, and the thin line between heroism and recklessness. Analysts have pointed out how the scene uses visual metaphors, such as the shattering of glass and flickering lights, to symbolize the breakdown of societal norms. These choices deepen the narrative impact and elevate what could have been a simple plot device into a moment of profound significance. As the story progresses, Blitz introduces a series of morally complex decisions that its characters must face. One of the most talked about scenes involves a heated confrontation between two protagonists, each representing opposing ideologies. This moment is not just about advancing the plot. It's a powerful commentary on the ethical dilemmas that arise in high-stakes situations. Critics have lauded this scene for its writing, which avoids cliches and instead presents arguments that feel both authentic and thought-provoking. The dialogue is sharp and layered, allowing viewers to see the validity in both perspectives. This balance ensures that the scene doesn't feel preachy, but rather invites audiences to engage in their own moral introspection. The midpoint of the film delivers a shocking twist that redefines everything the audience thought they knew. From a critical standpoint, this twist is a stroke of genius, not because it surprises viewers, but because it recontextualizes previous events in a way that feels both inevitable and deeply satisfying. Analysts have highlighted how the twist is foreshadowed through subtle clues, minor details in dialogue, background imagery, and even the musical score that reward attentive viewers. This level of craftsmanship ensures that the twist feels earned rather than manipulative, a quality that distinguishes Blitz from lesser entries in the genre. One of the most visually arresting moments in the film occurs during a climactic sequence, set against a backdrop of chaos and destruction. The use of color and lighting in this scene has been a focal point for critical analysis, with many praising its ability to convey emotion through visual storytelling. The stark contrast between warm and cool tones reflects the internal conflict of the characters, while the interplay of shadow and light symbolizes the ever-present tension between hope and despair. This scene is a testament to the power of cinematography to elevate a narrative, transforming what could have been a standard action set piece into a moment of artistic brilliance. From an emotional perspective, one of the film's standout moments involves a quiet exchange between two characters in the aftermath of a major event. This scene, devoid of action or dramatic tension, is a masterclass in restraint. The actors' performances, combined with the subtlety of the writing, create a moment of raw vulnerability that resonates deeply with viewers. Critics have pointed out that this scene encapsulates the film's central message, that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, human connection and empathy remain our greatest strengths. Another significant event that has drawn critical acclaim is the film's resolution. Unlike many films in the genre that opt for a neatly wrapped conclusion, Blitz chooses a more ambiguous ending that leaves room for interpretation. This choice has sparked lively debates among fans and critics alike, with some praising its boldness and others expressing frustration at its lack of closure. From a thematic standpoint, the ending reinforces the film's exploration of uncertainty and the complexities of human nature. It challenges viewers to grapple with unresolved questions, ensuring that the story lingers in their minds long after they leave the theater. The thematic depth of Blitz is further enhanced by its recurring motifs and symbolism. One of the most striking symbols in the film is a recurring image of a clock, which appears at key moments throughout the narrative. This motif serves as a metaphor for the passage of time, the inevitability of change, and the constant pressure faced by the characters. Critics have noted how the clock's presence subtly influences the pacing of the film, creating a sense of urgency that keeps audiences on the edge of their seats. Another powerful symbol is the use of mirrors, which appear in several pivotal scenes. These mirrors are not just decorative elements. They serve as a visual representation of the characters' inner struggles and the duality of their identities. In one particularly memorable scene, a character confronts their reflection in a shattered mirror, a moment that encapsulates their journey of self-discovery and acceptance. This imagery adds a layer of psychological depth to the narrative, allowing viewers to connect with the characters on a more intimate level. From a critical perspective, the film's exploration of its central themes, such as the nature of heroism, the consequences of power, and the resilience of the human spirit, is both timely and universal. These themes are woven seamlessly into the narrative, ensuring that they never feel forced or didactic. Instead, they emerge organically through the characters' experiences and the choices they make. This approach has been praised by critics for its subtlety and sophistication, setting Blitz apart from more overtly message-driven films. The impact of Blitz on its audience cannot be overstated. Many viewers have described the experience of watching the film as both thrilling and emotionally exhausting, a testament to its ability to engage and move its audience. The film's ability to balance high-stakes action with moments of quiet introspection has earned it comparisons to some of the greatest works in the genre. Critics have pointed out that this balance is what gives Blitz its emotional resonance, allowing it to transcend its genre and appeal to a broader audience. Ultimately, the significant events in Blitz are not just plot points. They are carefully crafted moments that contribute to the film's impact and reception. Creating Blitz 2024 was as much an adventure behind the scenes as it was on the screen. The making of this cinematic masterpiece is a story filled with meticulous craftsmanship, surprising challenges, and unforgettable moments that shape the final product. From innovative techniques to delightful quirks, the production journey of Blitz reveals a world of passion, creativity, and unrelenting dedication. The journey began with an ambitious vision. The director, known for their love of intricate storytelling and bold visuals, envisioned Blitz as a cinematic spectacle that would push boundaries. The filmmaking process was kicked off with a rigorous pre-production phase, where the team painstakingly mapped out every detail. Early drafts of the script went through countless revisions as writers worked to balance gripping action sequences with poignant character arcs. This relentless pursuit of perfection ensured that the film's narrative was airtight, laying the groundwork for a story that would resonate with audiences on multiple levels. One of the most fascinating aspects of the production was the creation of the movie's world. Blitz is set in a near-future metropolis, and the filmmakers were determined to build an environment that felt both familiar and otherworldly. To achieve this, they combined cutting-edge digital effects with practical sets, resulting in a richly textured world. The production design team spent months researching futuristic architecture, urban planning, and technological trends, to create a setting that was not only visually stunning, but also grounded in reality. This meticulous attention to detail paid off, as the city became a character in its own right, adding depth and atmosphere to the story. Behind the scenes, the crew faced numerous challenges that tested their ingenuity. One particularly memorable hurdle involved a complex action sequence that required precise coordination between the cast, stunt performers, and camera crew. The scene, which took place on a towering skyscraper, was originally planned as a combination of CGI and green screen work. However, the director, a firm believer in the power of practical effects, decided to shoot the majority of the scene on location. This decision required the crew to construct a massive set piece on the rooftop of a real building, complete with harnesses, safety nets, and wind machines to simulate the high-altitude environment. The filming of this scene became a highlight of the production, with cast and crew members recounting the experience with equal parts awe and amusement. One of the lead actors, known for their commitment to realism, insisted on performing many of their own stunts. This led to a heart-pounding moment when a sudden gust of wind disrupted the shoot, causing the actor to dangle precariously for a few seconds. Thankfully, the team's rigorous safety measures ensured that no one was hurt, and the incident became a legendary story that was often retold during downtime on set. The use of cutting-edge technology was another hallmark of the Blitz production. The filmmakers employed innovative camera rigs and drones to capture dynamic shots that would have been impossible with traditional equipment. For one particularly striking sequence, the team used a custom-built drone equipped with a high-resolution camera to weave through the narrow alleys of the city set. This allowed them to create a sense of speed and immediacy that heightened the tension of the scene. The sequence became one of the most visually memorable moments in the film, showcasing the creative potential of modern filmmaking tools. Beyond the technical feats, the production of Blitz was marked by a sense of camaraderie and humor among the cast and crew. Despite the grueling schedule and high-pressure environment, the team found ways to keep spirits high. One recurring joke on set involved a prop, a seemingly ordinary coffee mug, that somehow managed to appear in nearly every background shot, regardless of the scene's context. This unintentional running gag became an inside joke, with the crew affectionately dubbing it the magic mug. When fans eventually spotted the mug in the final cut, it sparked a wave of online discussions and added a layer of fun to the viewing experience. Another delightful anecdote involves the film's composer, who drew inspiration for the score from an unexpected source: the hum of a malfunctioning air conditioning unit in the studio. During a late-night brainstorming session, the composer noticed the rhythmic hum and began recording it with their phone. This sound became the foundation for one of the film's most iconic tracks, a hauntingly atmospheric piece that underscored several key moments. This anecdote highlights the creative serendipity that often occurs in the filmmaking process, where inspiration can strike in the most unlikely places. The cast of Blitz also brought their unique personalities and talents to production, contributing to its success both on and off-screen. One of the most heartwarming stories involves a supporting actor who spent their free time teaching card tricks to the younger members of the cast. These impromptu magic lessons became a favorite pastime during breaks, creating a sense of family among the team. This sense of unity was reflected in their performances, as the chemistry between the characters felt authentic and deeply engaging. As with any ambitious project, Blitz was not without its share of mishaps. During one particularly chaotic day of shooting, a sudden rainstorm flooded part of the set, forcing the crew to halt production temporarily. Instead of letting the delay dampen their spirits, the team used the time to bond, playing games and sharing stories in the makeshift break area. This incident became a reminder of the resilience and adaptability required in the world of filmmaking, where challenges are often opportunities in disguise. Post-production was another critical phase of the Blitz journey, where the filmmakers worked tirelessly to bring their vision to life. The editing process was a monumental task, as the team sifted through hundreds of hours of footage to craft a cohesive and compelling narrative. One of the most challenging aspects of editing was maintaining the film's pacing, which had to balance high-octane action with quieter, character-driven moments. the editor, a veteran of the industry, described the process as like solving a puzzle where every piece has to fit perfectly. Their dedication ensured that the final cut was as polished and impactful as possible. The sound design and visual effects teams also played a crucial role in shaping the final product. From the roar of explosions to the subtle hum of futuristic technology, every sound in Blitz was carefully crafted to enhance the viewing experience. Similarly, the visual effects team worked meticulously to blend practical and digital elements seamlessly, creating a world that felt both immersive and believable. One of their proudest achievements was a sequence involving a massive holographic display, which required months of planning and execution to get just right. As Blitz neared its release date, the filmmakers reflected on the incredible journey that had brought them to this point. The production had been a roller coaster of challenges and triumphs, but through it all, the team's passion and dedication had remained unwavering. The world of Blitz 2024 is more than just a backdrop. It is a living, breathing element of the story, a character in its own right. From the sprawling neon-lit streets of the city to the shadowy corners where secrets lurk, the film's setting is meticulously crafted to draw viewers into its intricate tapestry. The cinematic elements work in harmony to create a world that feels immersive and alive, a place where the story unfolds with a visceral intensity. The movie opens with a breathtaking aerial view of the city, a sprawling metropolis that feels both futuristic and grounded. The filmmakers have drawn inspiration from real-world urban centers while infusing the setting with a sense of heightened reality. The towering skyscrapers, interconnected by glowing bridges, stretch endlessly into the night sky, their lights flickering like stars against the darkness. The streets below are a chaotic mix of bustling markets, high-speed transport, and hidden alleys, each space teeming with life. Every detail, from the graffiti on the walls to the holographic advertisements that hover above the streets, serves to create a sense of place that is as vivid as it is intricate. One of the most striking aspects of the film's setting is its duality. The city is a place of contrast, where wealth and power exist alongside poverty and desperation. The upper levels, with their sleek, modern designs and panoramic views, exude opulence and control. Here, the elite live in glass towers, their lives insulated from the struggles below. In contrast, the lower levels of the city are a labyrinth of narrow streets and crumbling buildings, lit by flickering neon signs and the occasional burst of fire from makeshift stoves. This juxtaposition is not just visual. It's thematic, reflecting the divisions that drive the film's narrative. The production design team worked tirelessly to bring this world to life. Months of research went into creating a setting that felt authentic yet unique. Designers studied the architecture of cities like Tokyo, Dubai, and Sao Paulo, blending elements from each to construct a metropolis that is both familiar and otherworldly. Practical sets were built on a massive scale, allowing actors to interact with their environment in a way that felt natural. These sets were augmented by digital effects, seamlessly extending the physical world into the digital realm. Cinematography plays a crucial role in highlighting the setting's nuances. The camera movements are deliberate and precise, guiding the audience through the city's maze-like streets and towering structures. Wide-angle shots capture the grandeur of the cityscape, while close-ups focus on the intricate details that make the world feel lived in. One particularly memorable sequence involves a high-speed chase through the city's industrial sector. The camera weaves through pipes and machinery, following the characters with a fluidity that mirrors their frantic movements. This sequence not only showcases the setting, but also enhances the tension, immersing the audience in the chaos of the moment. Lighting is another key element that shapes the film's atmosphere. The city is bathed in a palette of neon blues, greens, and purples, creating a sense of otherworldly beauty. These colors shift depending on the mood of the scene, a stark contrast to the warm, golden tones used in flashbacks and quieter moments. Shadows are used strategically, adding an element of mystery and danger. In one scene, a lone figure stands silhouetted against the glow of a street lamp, their shadow stretching ominously across the ground. This interplay of light and darkness not only enhances the visual appeal, but also reinforces the film's themes of duality and conflict. The sound design further enriches the setting, providing an auditory experience that is as immersive as the visuals. The hum of traffic, the chatter of street vendors, and the distant wail of sirens create a symphony of urban life. Each location has its unique soundscape, from the hushed whispers of the upper levels to the cacophony of the crowded markets below. These auditory details ground the audience in the world of Blitz, making every scene feel tangible and real. Symbolism is woven into the fabric of the setting, adding layers of meaning to the story. The towering skyscrapers, for example, represent the ambitions and excesses of the elite, while the crumbling lower levels symbolize the struggles of the marginalized. Bridges and tunnels serve as metaphors for connection and isolation, highlighting the characters' attempts to navigate the physical and emotional divides of their world. Even the ever-present neon lights carry a symbolic weight, their artificial glow contrasting with the absence of natural light, reflecting the characters' search for authenticity in a manufactured world. The filmmakers also use the setting to enhance the emotional resonance of key moments. In one pivotal scene, a character stands on a rooftop, gazing out at the sprawling city below. The camera lingers on the view, capturing the vastness of the metropolis and the character's solitude within it. This moment of quiet introspection is amplified by the setting, turning a personal realization into a universal theme. Similarly, the chaotic energy of the city's streets mirrors the internal turmoil of the characters, creating a sense of unity between the external and internal worlds. Throughout the film, the setting evolves alongside the story. As the characters delve deeper into the city's secrets, the locations become increasingly dark and claustrophobic, reflecting the escalating stakes. The climax takes place in a hidden underground facility, a stark contrast to the openness of the city above. This shift in setting underscores the characters' descent into the heart of the conflict, heightening the tension and providing a fitting backdrop for the film's resolution. The collaboration between the production design team, cinematographers, and visual effects artists was essential in creating the setting's cohesive aesthetic. Each department brought its expertise to the table, ensuring that every element of the setting served the story. The result is a world that feels not only visually stunning, but also emotionally engaging, a place that draws the audience in and holds their attention from start to finish. In interviews, the filmmakers have expressed their hope that the setting of Blitz will resonate with audiences on multiple levels. They wanted to create a world that is both a feast for the eyes and a mirror for the soul, a place where viewers can lose themselves while reflecting on the themes of the film. Judging by the overwhelmingly positive reactions, it's clear that they succeeded. Ultimately, the setting of Blitz is more than just a backdrop. It is a character, a theme, and a story in itself. Its intricate design, atmospheric cinematography, and rich symbolism elevate the film, making it a truly unforgettable experience. As the credits roll and the lights come up, the world of Blitz lingers in the mind, a testament to the power of cinematic storytelling. The world of Blitz 2024 unfolds in a universe so meticulously crafted that every frame feels like stepping into a living painting. The film's settings and cinematic elements intertwine to transport the audience into a narrative space where every detail contributes to its immersive allure. Each location in Blitz is carefully chosen and designed, reflecting not only the characters' journeys, but also the thematic depth of the story itself. Through the seamless fusion of location, cinematography, and visual design, the film crafts an atmosphere that resonates with its audience long after the credits roll. The story begins in the sprawling urban expanse of Ravenport, a fictional city that feels both futuristic and hauntingly familiar. The city is a character in its own right, brought to life through towering skyscrapers, narrow alleyways, and bustling streets teeming with energy. The contrast between the affluent upper districts and the gritty, chaotic underbelly serves as a visual metaphor for the social disparities central to the narrative. The filmmakers drew inspiration from real-world metropolises like Hong Kong, Sao Paulo, and New York City, blending their unique elements into a single, cohesive world that feels as vibrant as it is oppressive. One of the most striking aspects of Blitz's setting is the attention to detail in its urban design. The elite reside in glass towers that pierce the clouds, their interiors adorned with sleek, minimalist aesthetics. These spaces exude control, power, and isolation, reflecting the lives of those who inhabit them. In stark contrast, the lower levels of the city are a labyrinth of crumbling infrastructure, graffiti-stained walls, and flickering neon signs. The streets are alive with the sounds of street vendors, distant sirens, and hurried footsteps, creating a sensory overload that immerses the audience in the chaos of the character's world. To enhance the story, the filmmakers use specific locations to mirror the emotional arcs of the characters. Early scenes in the upper city, bathed in cold, artificial light, establish the rigid, oppressive environment where the protagonists begin their journey. As the story progresses and the characters delve deeper into the city's darker truths, the settings become more confined and shadowy, reflecting the growing tension and uncertainty. By the climax, the setting shifts to an abandoned underground facility, a place of stark contrasts, where silence is broken only by the echoes of pivotal confrontations. The cinematography in Blitz is a masterclass in visual storytelling. The filmmakers employed a mix of wide-angle shots and intimate close-ups to draw the audience into the narrative. Sweeping aerial views of Ravenport showcase the city's scale and grandeur, emphasizing the insignificance of individual struggles within such an immense urban sprawl. In contrast, close-up shots capture the raw emotions of the characters, pulling viewers into their personal experiences. This dynamic range of perspectives creates a balance between the macro and micro elements of the story, making the world of Blitz feel both expansive and deeply personal. Lighting plays a crucial role in shaping the film's atmosphere. The upper districts are bathed in cool, sterile hues of blue and white, emphasizing their detached, almost clinical nature. The neon-lit lower levels pulsate with shades of red, green, and purple, creating a sense of vibrancy tinged with danger. Shadows are used to great effect, often obscuring parts of the frame to heighten the sense of mystery and tension. One particularly memorable sequence involves a character walking through a dimly lit alley, their silhouette flickering in and out of visibility as neon lights cast fragmented shadows around them. This interplay of light and darkness not only enhances the visual aesthetic, but also reinforces the themes of duality and hidden truths. The use of sound design further immerses the audience in the world of Blitz. The filmmakers crafted a layered auditory experience that complements the visual elements. The hum of holographic advertisements, the distant roar of monorails, and the chatter of crowds create a soundscape that feels authentic and alive. These ambient sounds are punctuated by moments of silence, which are used strategically to heighten tension or draw attention to specific details. In one climactic scene, the sudden absence of sound amplifies the gravity of the moment, forcing the audience to focus entirely on the visuals and the characters' expressions. Symbolism is intricately woven into the settings and cinematic elements of Blitz. The towering skyscrapers serve as a metaphor for ambition and isolation, their reflective surfaces mirroring the facades the characters project to the world. The crumbling lower districts represent decay, not just of infrastructure, but of societal values and human connections. Bridges and tunnels play a recurring role, symbolizing transitions, connections, and barriers. These visual motifs add depth to the narrative, inviting viewers to explore the underlying themes as they follow the story. The filmmakers also made innovative use of camera techniques to enhance the storytelling. One standout sequence involves a high-speed chase through the city's industrial sector. The camera follows the characters with a frenetic energy, weaving between pipes and machinery in a way that mirrors their desperation and urgency. This scene is a testament to the skill of the cinematographers, who managed to capture the chaos while maintaining clarity and focus. Slow-motion shots are also employed sparingly but effectively, emphasizing moments of emotional or narrative significance. Practical effects and digital technology blend seamlessly in Blitz, creating a world that feels tangible yet otherworldly. The production team constructed massive sets for key locations, allowing the actors to interact with their environment in a way that feels organic. These sets were then enhanced with CGI to extend the physical world into the digital realm. The result is a setting that feels both real and fantastical, a place where the boundaries between the natural and the artificial blur. Interviews with the production team reveal the immense effort that went into creating the world of Blitz. The designer spent months researching architecture, lighting, and urban planning to ensure the settings felt authentic. They collaborated closely with the cinematographers and visual effects artists, ensuring that every element worked together to serve the story. This level of collaboration is evident in the final product, where every frame feels meticulously crafted. The emotional resonance of the film's settings is perhaps its greatest achievement. The environments are not just backdrops. They are integral to the story, shaping the characters' experiences and the audience's perception of their journey. In one pivotal scene, a character stands on the edge of a rooftop, gazing out at the city's sprawling skyline. The vastness of the view underscores their solitude, creating a moment of quiet introspection that is as visually stunning as it is emotionally powerful. Ultimately, the settings and cinematic elements of Blitz elevate the film from a compelling story to a truly immersive experience. The meticulous attention to detail, combined with innovative cinematography and sound design, creates a world that feels alive and resonant. Behind the glossy surface of Blitz 2024, with its sleek storytelling and riveting visuals, lies a world of behind-the-scenes efforts, camaraderie, and challenges that shaped the film into the cinematic marvel it became. The journey from script to screen was as eventful and dynamic as the film itself, peppered with surprising anecdotes, heartwarming interactions, and creative problem-solving. The production of Blitz began with a bold vision and an ambitious timeline. Director Ethan Hayes, known for his innovative approach, rallied a team of creatives who shared his passion for pushing cinematic boundaries. The cast and crew were a mix of seasoned professionals and fresh talent, a deliberate choice to bring a blend of experience and new perspectives to the project. From the outset, Hayes fostered a collaborative environment, encouraging input from every department. This open atmosphere became the cornerstone of the production, sparking a sense of ownership and enthusiasm among everyone involved. One of the most talked-about aspects of production was the creation of Ravenport, the sprawling urban setting that serves as the heart of the story. To bring this fictional city to life, the filmmakers constructed several massive sets, each designed to capture a different facet of the urban environment. The attention to detail was staggering. Street vendors' carts were stocked with handcrafted props, graffiti was meticulously painted to reflect the city's culture, and even the trash scattered in alleyways was carefully curated to enhance authenticity. The crew joked that they spent as much time designing Ravenport as the characters themselves. During the filming of the city's chaotic lower districts, an amusing incident occurred that became a running joke among the crew. One of the set's animatronic pigeons, designed to add a layer of realism, unexpectedly came to life during a pivotal scene. The bird flapped its mechanical wings with such vigor that it startled the lead actor mid-dialogue, leading to an improvised line that was so fitting it ended up in the final cut. From that day on, the pigeon was affectionately nicknamed Blitzbird and earned its place as an unofficial mascot of the production. The dynamic among the cast was another highlight of the filming process. Lead actors Emma Carlisle and Adrian Lee quickly developed a rapport that translated beautifully on screen. Off-camera, their playful banter and mutual support became a source of inspiration for the entire cast. During breaks, they often entertained the crew with impromptu performances, reenacting scenes with exaggerated humor or swapping their characters for laughs. These light-hearted moments not only lifted spirits during long shooting days, but also strengthened the camaraderie among the team. Adrian Lee, who portrayed the film's morally ambiguous protagonist, embraced his role with a level of dedication that impressed everyone on set. Known for his method acting, Lee spent weeks immersing himself in his character's psyche. He walked the streets of real-world urban centers, observing people and their interactions, and even lived in a minimalist apartment to capture the character's isolation. His commitment paid off in spades, with his nuanced performance becoming one of the standout elements of Blitz. Emma Carlisle's preparation for her role as the resilient and resourceful co-lead was equally rigorous. She trained with a stunt coordinator for months to master the physical demands of her character. From scaling walls to executing complex fight sequences, Carlisle performed many of her own stunts, earning the admiration of the crew. One particularly challenging scene involved her navigating a series of suspended platforms in a high-speed escape. Despite multiple takes and a few minor mishaps, Carlisle's determination never wavered. The result was a breathtaking sequence that left the audience on the edge of their seats. The collaborative spirit extended beyond the actors to the entire crew. The production designer, Maya Tran, often referred to as the architect of Ravenport, worked closely with the cinematographers and lighting technicians to ensure the city's visual tone matched the story's evolving mood. Her ability to adapt on the fly became invaluable during a key night shoot when a sudden rainstorm threatened to derail the schedule. Instead of halting production, Tran and the team turned the challenge into an opportunity, using the rain to enhance the scene's atmosphere. The resulting footage, with glistening streets and reflective surfaces, became one of the film's most visually striking moments. The challenges during filming were not limited to weather. The ambitious scope of Blitz meant that technical hurdles were a constant presence. One of the most complex sequences to film involved a multi-vehicle chase through a maze of industrial corridors. The scene required precise coordination between stunt drivers, camera operators, and effects teams. During one take, a minor miscalculation led to a stunt car veering slightly off course, causing a ripple of chaos. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and the incident only fueled the crew's determination to perfect the sequence. When it was finally captured as envisioned, the team erupted into cheers, a testament to their perseverance and teamwork. The use of cutting-edge technology also posed its own set of challenges. The filmmakers employed an innovative camera rig designed to capture 360-degree shots of key scenes. While the rig offered unparalleled visual immersion, it also required meticulous planning and execution. During a pivotal confrontation scene, the rig malfunctioned mid-take, leading to an unexpected delay. Rather than letting frustration take hold, the crew used the downtime to workshop ideas for the next day's shoot. This resilience and adaptability became a hallmark of the production. The release of Blitz 2024 sparked a wave of excitement, discussion, and debate among moviegoers and critics alike. As the lights dimmed in theaters worldwide, audiences were transported to the gritty streets of Ravenport, where the film's intricate narrative and dynamic characters unfolded. By the time the credits rolled, it was clear that Blitz had struck a chord, igniting a range of reactions that echoed across social media, review platforms, and casual conversations. From the moment the first trailers dropped, anticipation for Blitz had been building. The previews teased a bold mix of action, drama, and mystery, coupled with glimpses of stunning visuals and intense performances. Fans of the genre were especially intrigued, with many drawing comparisons to films like Blade Runner 2049 and The Dark Knight. The marketing campaign cleverly played into this anticipation, emphasizing the film's moral complexity and its atmospheric setting. On opening weekend, theaters saw a diverse audience, from die-hard fans of the cast to casual viewers looking for an engaging cinematic experience. Initial reactions were overwhelmingly positive, with many praising the film's ability to balance pulse-pounding action with thought-provoking themes. Social media buzzed with enthusiastic posts as viewers shared their favorite moments and debated the film's deeper meanings. Memes inspired by certain scenes or characters quickly gained traction, particularly those highlighting Adrian Lee's enigmatic performance as the morally ambiguous protagonist. Critics, too, were quick to weigh in, offering a range of perspectives on the film's merits. Many applauded director Ethan Hayes for his bold vision and meticulous attention to detail. His ability to weave complex themes into an action-packed narrative earned comparisons to Christopher Nolan, with some dubbing Hayes a rising star in the world of cerebral blockbusters. Reviewers highlighted the film's layered storytelling, noting how it deftly balanced character development with plot progression. One aspect that garnered near-universal acclaim was the film's visual style. The cinematography, helmed by renowned director of photography Sophia Lind, received particular praise. Critics marveled at how the camera work brought Ravenport to life, immersing viewers in its gritty urban sprawl while maintaining an air of mystique. The use of lighting and color palettes to reflect the characters' emotional states was noted as a masterstroke, adding depth to an already engaging narrative. The performances also became a focal point of discussion. Adrian Lee's portrayal of the conflicted lead character was hailed as a career-defining role. Critics lauded his ability to convey a wide range of emotions, from simmering anger to quiet vulnerability, often within the same scene. Emma Carlisle's performance as the resourceful and determined co-lead was equally celebrated. Her chemistry with Lee was described as electric, adding a compelling dynamic that elevated the story's stakes. Many reviews highlighted her character as a refreshing portrayal of strength and intelligence, breaking away from traditional tropes. Fans of the film took to online forums and review sites to share their thoughts, creating a lively discourse around Blitz. Many praised the film for its willingness to explore morally gray areas, with some viewers even debating the ethical dilemmas presented in the story. This engagement extended to speculative discussions about potential sequels or spin-offs, as audiences expressed a desire to see more of Ravenport and its inhabitants. However, not all feedback was glowing. A segment of the audience felt that the film's pacing in the first act was too slow, arguing that it took too long to establish the central conflict. Some critics echoed this sentiment, suggesting that a tighter edit could have enhanced the narrative flow. Others felt that certain subplots, while intriguing, were left underdeveloped, leaving them wanting more closure. Comparisons to other films in the genre became a recurring theme in reviews and discussions. While many appreciated Blitz for its originality, some critics noted its influences, drawing parallels to iconic films like, say, Seven, and Inception. This sparked debates over whether the film was groundbreaking or merely derivative. Supporters argued that Blitz successfully carved out its own identity, blending familiar elements with fresh ideas to create something uniquely compelling. The thematic depth of Blitz became another point of interest among viewers and critics. The film's exploration of morality, identity, and the consequences of one's choices resonated with many, sparking introspection and conversation. Some reviewers noted how the film's themes mirrored contemporary societal issues, lending it a sense of relevance and urgency. This connection to real-world concerns was seen as a strength, elevating the film beyond a typical action thriller. Audience demographics revealed interesting insights into the film's appeal. While younger viewers were drawn to its action and style, older audiences appreciated its narrative complexity and emotional resonance. This broad appeal contributed to its success, as it managed to cater to different tastes without compromising its artistic vision. As the weeks passed, Blitz continued to perform well at the box office, benefiting from strong word-of-mouth recommendations. Its success was bolstered by glowing endorsements from prominent figures in the film industry, who praised its ambition and execution. Award season buzz began to build, with speculation that the film might earn nominations for its performances, cinematography, and direction. In retrospective analyses, critics and fans alike recognized Blitz as a standout entry in the genre, one that balanced entertainment with substance. Its ability to evoke strong reactions, whether awe, debate, or introspection, cemented its place as a film worth revisiting and discussing. The lively conversations it inspired highlighted its impact, proving that Blitz was more than just a movie. It was an experience that left a lasting impression. In Blitz 2024, the narrative is woven with intricate themes that resonate deeply with the audience, elevating it beyond a mere action-packed thriller. The film tackles subjects such as morality, the nature of justice, personal identity, and the impact of societal pressures, offering a rich tapestry of ideas for viewers to unpack. The story of Ravenport and its residents is not just a journey of survival or revenge. It is also a moral exploration that questions the very fabric of human behavior, choices, and the consequences that come with them. These themes are not merely superficial. They are intricately tied to the characters, their motivations, and the plot itself. At its core, Blitz is a meditation on morality, particularly the line between right and wrong. The protagonist, Adrian Lee, finds himself in a city consumed by violence and corruption. As a former law enforcement officer turned vigilante, his journey explores the tension between upholding the law and taking matters into his own hands. Throughout the film, the question of justice is raised in stark terms. When does one cross the line between fighting for what is right and descending into personal vengeance? Adrian's internal conflict forms the backbone of the movie's exploration of morality. His actions, at times heroic and at others morally ambiguous, provoke the audience to question the very idea of justice in a society that seems to be falling apart. This theme is also reflected in the choices made by other characters. Emma Carlisle, the resourceful co-lead, provides a foil to Adrian. She is grounded in her belief in the system, relying on legal avenues to achieve justice. However, her approach is challenged by the relentless brutality of Ravenport's underworld. As the story progresses, Emma becomes increasingly conflicted, torn between her desire to uphold the law and her understanding that the system may no longer be capable of delivering true justice. This evolving struggle highlights the moral grayness of the world Blitz creates, a world in which right and wrong are often subjective, and the boundaries between them are easily blurred. One of the key symbols in the film is the city of Ravenport itself, a place that embodies both the potential for redemption and the deep-seated corruption that exists within it. The decaying urban landscape, once a thriving hub of commerce and culture, mirrors the moral decay that has overtaken its inhabitants. The city is not just a backdrop, but a character in itself, shaping the actions of its people and influencing their decisions. It is a place where the pursuit of personal gain often overshadows the greater good, and where the fight for survival can lead people to lose their moral compass entirely. The setting becomes a powerful metaphor for the choices the characters face. They must navigate the city's dangerous streets, just as they must navigate their own internal moral dilemmas. The film also explores the theme of identity, both personal and societal. Adrian, as a character, is constantly grappling with who he is and what he stands for. His past as a law enforcement officer haunts him, and his present as a vigilante is riddled with contradictions. The mask he wears, literally and metaphorically, becomes a symbol of his fractured sense of self. As the film progresses, Adrian's journey is not just about seeking justice, but also about discovering who he truly is. His quest for redemption is intricately tied to his search for identity, and it is through his relationships with others, particularly Emma, that he begins to understand the complexity of his own humanity. The symbolism of masks and hidden identities plays a central role in the film, reminding the audience that people are often more than what they seem, and that the truth about who we are can be elusive. The film's exploration of personal identity is also mirrored in the societal context of Ravenport. The city is divided along economic and social lines, with the wealthy and powerful exploiting the disadvantaged and powerless. The characters in Blitz are shaped by their environments, and their struggles reflect the broader issues facing society. The film explores how individuals can either be defined by the systems around them or find the strength to break free from them. This idea is poignantly embodied in the character of Jake, a former street gang member who finds himself caught between loyalty to his past and the possibility of a better future. Jake's journey mirrors that of the city itself. He must decide whether to remain a product of his environment or to redefine himself and take control of his destiny. Another theme that Blitz addresses is the idea of power and control. The film delves into the ways in which power is wielded, both on a personal and societal level. Ravenport is a city ruled by corrupt individuals who have manipulated the system to maintain their dominance. These power dynamics are portrayed through characters like Victor, a ruthless crime boss whose reach extends far beyond the criminal underworld. Victor's manipulation of people and institutions is a central element in the film's exploration of power and its corrupting influence. The film suggests that power, when unchecked, has the potential to corrupt absolutely, and that those who seek power often do so at the expense of others. The struggle for control is also evident in Adrian's interactions with the film's antagonists. As a former law enforcer, He is used to maintaining order, but in Ravenport, the rules are constantly shifting. His quest for control over his own destiny is complicated by the chaotic environment around him. At times, Adrian must relinquish control in order to survive, and this theme of surrender versus assertion of power is explored in his character arc. His relationship with Emma also mirrors a struggle, as they work together to regain control over their lives in the city, but the path to empowerment is fraught with challenges. The question of how much control one can truly have over their own life and fate becomes a central motif in the film. In terms of symbolism, the film uses visual elements to enhance its exploration of these themes. One of the most striking symbols is the recurring use of light and shadow throughout the film. In many scenes, characters are bathed in stark contrasts of light and dark, reflecting their internal battles between right and wrong. The use of shadow, in particular, serves as a visual metaphor for the moral ambiguity that permeates the narrative. In moments when characters are forced to confront their darkest impulses, the cinematography emphasizes their isolation and struggle, using shadows to represent the parts of themselves they cannot escape. Additionally, the recurring imagery of crumbling structures and ruins throughout Ravenport serves as a powerful symbol for the disintegration of both the city and its inhabitants. The decaying buildings reflect the collapse of traditional values and institutions, as characters find themselves struggling to navigate a world that no longer offers clear answers. The film's choice to shoot in locations that showcase abandoned factories, decrepit alleyways, and broken-down streets reinforces the idea that Ravenport is a place in moral and physical decay. This setting becomes a powerful visual representation of the characters' internal battles, and the city itself serves as a constant reminder of the consequences of unchecked corruption and moral decay. The film also employs the symbolism of masks to convey themes of hidden identities and deception. Adrian's transformation from law enforcer to vigilante is mirrored in the literal mask he wears while carrying out his mission. The mask serves as both a shield and a prison, hiding his true self while simultaneously locking him into a persona he can no longer escape. Throughout the film, other characters wear masks, both figuratively and literally, suggesting that in Ravenport, no one can be trusted to reveal their true motives. The idea of masks becomes a central theme as the film explores the duality of identity and the facades people put up in order to survive in a corrupt world. In conclusion, Blitz is a film that tackles complex themes with a depth and sophistication that elevates it beyond the typical action thriller. The exploration of morality, identity, power, and control is intricately woven into the fabric of the narrative, with symbolism serving as a key tool to enhance the thematic resonance. The city of Ravenport, with its decaying infrastructure and morally ambiguous characters, becomes a powerful metaphor for the larger questions the film poses about justice, choice, and the human condition. By the time the credits roll, the audience is left to ponder the film's central question: can one truly escape the consequences of their actions, or are we all ultimately defined by the choices we make? Blitz invites viewers to reflect on these questions, making it a thought-provoking and emotionally resonant cinematic experience. In the neon-lit, rain-soaked streets of Ravenport, Blitz 2024 comes alive with a mix of gritty realism and strikingly detailed filmmaking techniques that thrust the audience into its pulsating world. From the first shot to the last, the film uses its visual and auditory elements not merely as tools, but as storytellers themselves, driving home the intense emotional and narrative arcs of its characters. Every scene, every frame, has been designed with purpose, bringing the audience deeper into the urban maze of corruption, redemption, and moral conflict that Ravenport offers. It's not just the plot or the characters that make Blitz resonate. It's the careful orchestration of sound, camera work, and editing that elevates the film, creating an experience that feels as much visceral as it does cinematic. The film's cinematography is immediately noticeable, as the decision to use handheld cameras for much of the action sequences brings the audience face-to-face with the dangers lurking around every corner of the city. There's a rawness to the movement of the camera, shaky, unpredictable, as if it's another character that's struggling to keep pace with the frantic energy of Adrian Lee, the film's protagonist. The decision to rely on handheld shots was no accident. The filmmakers sought to convey not only the urgency and chaotic nature of the action, but also the sense of being trapped in a place where nothing is certain. The streets of Ravenport aren't just physical spaces, they're metaphysical ones, where every step the characters take feels like a journey deeper into a moral quagmire. The shaky camera helps draw the audience into this disorienting world, making them feel every moment of tension, every near miss, and every turn of fate. While the handheld shots provide a sense of intimacy and immediacy, the film's wide-angle shots offer a contrasting perspective, a reminder of the oppressive nature of Ravenport. Often, Adrian or other key characters are seen as small figures in the midst of towering, decaying buildings that loom over them like silent sentinels. These wide shots are more than just aesthetic choices. They're visual metaphors for the isolation and helplessness that the characters feel. The camera pulls back, revealing just how small and insignificant the individuals are in comparison to the monstrous world they inhabit. These shots heighten the sense that Ravenport is a character in itself, an ever-present force in the lives of those who dare to survive within its boundaries. There's a particular sequence late in the film that exemplifies the filmmaker's meticulous approach to cinematography. During an intense life-or-death chase through the alleys of Ravenport, the camera follows Adrian as he desperately tries to escape his pursuers. The camera is unrelenting, darting through the tight spaces with him, mirroring his every frantic movement. The quick cuts, the fast zoom-ins, and the sudden shifts in perspective all contribute to the adrenaline-fueled tension. The audience, breathing heavily alongside the protagonist, feels the weight of every corner turned, every second wasted. The cinematography in these moments doesn't just capture the action, it amplifies it, making the viewer a participant rather than a passive observer. However, the film doesn't rely solely on physical action to create tension. The slower, more contemplative scenes are equally impactful, relying on long, lingering close-ups to capture the emotional turmoil of the characters. There's a quiet intensity in these moments, when Adrian stands alone, reflecting on his past, or when he shares a deeply personal conversation with another character. The close-ups bring the audience right into the character's world, making them privy to the smallest emotional shifts. In these moments, the camera seems to breathe with the characters, following every subtle change in their expressions, capturing the nuanced complexity of their emotions. These moments of stillness are just as important as the action scenes in Blitz, reminding the audience of the heavy emotional stakes underlying the plot. It's not just the visual style that adds to the film's gripping atmosphere, it's the sound. The film's sound design plays a crucial role in heightening the tension, often working in tandem with the cinematography to amplify the emotional weight of the scenes. Ravenport's world is filled with ambient noises, distant traffic, the hum of malfunctioning streetlights, the echoing footsteps of individuals walking through desolate alleyways. These environmental sounds create a sense of immersion, making the audience feel as though they're walking alongside the characters in a city that's always on the brink of something darker. In moments of high tension, the sound design takes on an even more active role. During the film's numerous action sequences, the usual ambient noise fades into the background, replaced by the heavy sound of the characters breathing, the rush of footsteps, or the sound of fists connecting with flesh. There's a distinct sense of urgency in these scenes, and the sound design pulls the audience in, making every punch, every gunshot, feel immediate and brutal. But the filmmakers don't just use sound to heighten the action. They also use it to manipulate the viewer's emotions. In quieter moments, when the characters are left alone with their thoughts, the sound becomes sparse. The silence creates a tension of its own, heightening the unease in scenes where danger is lurking just out of sight. In particular, the way the filmmakers use silence during key moments of the film is remarkable. When Adrian faces pivotal decisions, choices that will alter the course of his life, the sound drops out almost entirely, leaving only the faintest of background noise. It's as though the entire world has paused, leaving only Adrian and the weight of his choices in focus. These moments are some of the most emotionally charged in the film, and the lack of sound only intensifies the stakes. The silence creates a sense of isolation, as if Adrian is the only person left in the world, forced to reckon with his past, his present, and the uncertain future that lies ahead. When sound is used, it's often deeply impactful. The film's score, composed by Laura Jenkins, is a haunting presence that weaves its way throughout the film, amplifying the emotional highs and lows. One of the most striking editing techniques in the film is the cross-cutting between various storylines. Blitz isn't just Adrian's story. It's the story of several interconnected characters, each of whom is battling their own demons. The film switches between these characters, cutting from Adrian's harrowing pursuit of justice to Emma's legal battles to the machinations of Ravenport's criminal underworld. The cross-cutting not only maintains the pacing, but also builds a sense of interconnectedness. Every storyline is important, and the way the editor weaves them together ensures that the viewer is constantly on edge, unsure when or where the next major event will unfold. Throughout Blitz, the camera work also offers insights into the characters' emotional and psychological states. There's a specific sequence late in the film where Adrian is confronted by his past, and the camera lingers on his face, capturing every minute shift in his expression. In these moments, the camera works as an extension of the character's inner turmoil, reflecting the complexity of his emotional journey. The use of close-ups, often paired with long pauses in dialogue, gives the audience a chance to fully understand the weight of the character's emotions, amplifying the depth of his struggles. The camera is also used to create tension during moments of conflict. As Adrian faces off against his enemies, the camera angles often shift to emphasize the power dynamics at play. At times, he's shown from a low angle, making him appear small and vulnerable in comparison to the imposing figures around him. At other times, the camera angles shift to show Adrian standing tall, defiant, unyielding. These visual cues enhance the emotional impact of the scenes, adding layers of meaning to the character's actions and decisions. All of these elements, cinematography, sound design, editing, and camera work together to craft a visceral, immersive experience in Blitz. They're not just technical tools. They're essential storytelling devices that help the audience navigate the world of Ravenport. The filmmaker's mastery of these techniques ensures that every moment of the film feels intentional, every shot loaded with meaning. The audience is pulled into the world of Blitz, feeling the weight of every decision, every action, and every consequence. The filmmaking techniques in Blitz don't just tell a story, they make. The set of Blitz 2024 was a place of constant motion, where the world of Ravenport came to life, and the cast and crew poured their energy into making the film as authentic as possible. Interviews with the key members of the team reveal the depth of their commitment to bringing this story to the screen. The passion for the project was palpable, with every actor and filmmaker eager to share their thoughts and experiences, offering unique perspectives on the creative process that made Blitz a standout film. At the heart of the production was Adrian Lee, played by the talented Lucas Hayes, whose portrayal of a morally conflicted detective grappling with his past was widely praised. Lucas recalled his initial thoughts when he first read the script. "I was immediately drawn to Adrian because he's so complex. He's not a typical hero or villain. He's a man in turmoil, trying to do the right thing in a world that keeps pushing him to make harder and harder decisions." It was challenging but incredibly rewarding to bring that internal struggle to life on screen. One of the standout features of Lucas's performance was his ability to capture the emotional weight of Adrian's character with subtlety. The role demanded that Lucas balance moments of intense action with deeply introspective scenes. He explained how he approached these emotional scenes, saying, "There were a lot of long takes where we didn't have much dialogue, and those were the toughest moments for me." The film's cinematography emphasizes these silent moments, so you have to rely on your body language and facial expressions to convey what the character is going through. It's about finding the right balance between vulnerability and strength. Behind Lucas's powerful portrayal was director Emma Harris, whose vision for Blitz guided the entire production. Harris, known for her meticulous attention to detail and her ability to draw strong performances from her cast, spoke about her approach to the film. When I first read the script, I was struck by how the city of Ravenport felt like a character in itself. It's dark, gritty, and almost alive. I wanted to create a world where every decision, every action, felt weighted by the environment these characters were living in. Ravenport isn't just a backdrop. It's a reflection of the internal struggles the characters face. Harris went on to describe how she worked closely with her cinematographer, Sebastian Walker, to create the film's visual language. We talked a lot about how to capture the mood of Ravenport. It's not just a city. It's a place where everything is a reflection of the characters' choices. We used a lot of tight, handheld shots to keep the audience close to the action, but we also made sure to pull back in some of the wider shots to show just how small and isolated the characters are within this overwhelming environment. This attention to detail was also evident in the film's use of lighting, which helped to create the shadowy, noir-inspired atmosphere of Ravenport. Emma explained how they employed lighting not only to illuminate the characters, but also to create a sense of mystery. The lighting was essential to shaping the mood of the film. There were times when we purposely kept things in shadow, especially when Adrian was alone with his thoughts. It's a way of visually representing his emotional isolation. The cast members were equally vocal about their experiences on set. Emma Roberts, who played Emma West, a sharp and determined lawyer caught in the moral dilemma of Ravenport's corruption, shared how she embraced the challenge of portraying a character who was both tough and vulnerable. Emma is in a constant battle between doing the right thing and protecting the people she loves. It's a fine line to walk, and I spent a lot of time thinking about how to balance her strength with her internal conflict. The script was so rich in terms of the emotional layers of her character that it made it a lot easier to dive into. When asked about her relationship with Lucas Hayes, Emma spoke highly of their chemistry. Working with Lucas was fantastic. Adrian and Emma's dynamic is really important to the film. There's this push and pull between them throughout the movie. At times, they're allies, at other times, adversaries, but there's always this underlying respect. It was amazing to work through those shifts with Lucas because we both understood where our characters were coming from, even when we didn't always agree with each other. The genre itself could also evolve in response to Blitz's success. We could see a resurgence of the noir thriller, but with a contemporary twist that incorporates modern technology, social issues, and psychological themes. The film's use of the city as both a physical and emotional battleground might inspire a new wave of urban thrillers, where cities are not just backdrops, but active participants in the story. In many ways, Blitz's portrayal of Ravenport as a character in its own right could spark a movement of films that treat locations not as mere settings, but as integral parts of the narrative, with their own histories, personalities, and influence on the characters who inhabit them. This emphasis on setting could also lead to a shift in how filmmakers approach the aesthetics of their films. The cinematography in Blitz was one of the standout features, with its careful attention to lighting, framing, and camera angles to create a sense of unease and tension. As a result, we might see more filmmakers experimenting with visual storytelling, using the camera and lighting not just to convey action, but to underscore the emotional and psychological states of the characters. The way Blitz used shadows to reflect Adrian's internal turmoil, or the rain-soaked streets to symbolize the moral decay of Ravenport, could inspire other filmmakers to adopt similar techniques to enhance the emotional depth of their narratives. Another aspect of Blitz that is likely to inspire future films is its treatment of moral ambiguity. The film's central characters, especially Adrian, are not easily categorized as either good or bad. They are layered, complex individuals who struggle with personal demons, ethical dilemmas, and difficult choices. This approach to character development challenges audiences to rethink their assumptions about right and wrong, heroism, and villainy. In the future, we might see more films that explore these gray areas, where characters are allowed to be flawed, conflicted, and human rather than being neatly categorized as heroes or villains. The film also explores themes of guilt, redemption, and the consequences of past actions, topics that resonate deeply in today's world. In a time when people are grappling with issues of justice, accountability, and personal responsibility, Blitz provides a timely reflection on how our choices shape our futures. The film's exploration of these themes could inspire other filmmakers to tackle similar subjects, resulting in a wave of emotionally resonant films that tackle contemporary issues through the lens of personal morality and societal justice. Looking further into the future, we may see Blitz inspire a new wave of films that focus on the interplay between individual choices and larger societal structures. The film's focus on personal responsibility in the face of systemic corruption could lead to an increase in socially conscious thrillers that address real-world issues, such as crime, corruption, and the moral implications of institutional power. As society continues to grapple with issues like inequality, corruption, and systemic injustice, filmmakers may look to Blitz as a model for addressing these themes in a nuanced and thought-provoking way. Beyond the narrative and thematic elements, Blitz could also inspire filmmakers to experiment with new approaches to storytelling itself. The film's nonlinear narrative, which weaves together past and present, is an example of how traditional storytelling structures can be bent to suit the needs of a more complex narrative. In the future, we could see more films that employ fragmented storytelling, where time is manipulated and stories unfold in unexpected ways. The nonlinear structure in Blitz allowed for the gradual revelation of key plot points, creating a sense of mystery and intrigue that kept audiences on the edge of their seats. This kind of storytelling technique might become more popular as filmmakers look for new ways to engage their audiences and keep them guessing. Another trend that Blitz may inspire is the resurgence of practical effects in action sequences. While the film certainly incorporates some CGI for certain scenes, many of its most intense moments were achieved through practical stunts and real-world effects. From high-speed car chases to hand-to-hand combat, the film's action sequences were grounded in reality, which helped maintain the film's gritty, realistic tone. This emphasis on practical effects could lead to a return to old-school filmmaking techniques, where physical stunts in real locations are prioritized over computer-generated imagery. Audiences are increasingly aware of the overuse of CGI in films, and Blitz's success could encourage filmmakers to return to more authentic, tangible forms of action. The future of filmmaking is likely to see more collaborations between directors, cinematographers, and production designers to create immersive worlds that feel as real as the characters inhabiting them. The world building in Blitz was exceptional, with Ravenport's grim, rain-soaked streets and towering buildings becoming characters in their own right. As audiences continue to crave more immersive and visceral cinematic experiences, we may see more films where the setting is just as integral to the story as the characters themselves. This focus on world building could lead to the rise of films that blend genres, merging elements of crime, thriller, and even science fiction, all within the same narrative universe. In terms of genre, the success of Blitz might inspire a shift toward more cerebral and introspective thrillers. While traditional action films often focus on adrenaline-pumping sequences and straightforward plot lines, Blitz takes a more thoughtful approach, emphasizing psychological depth and emotional stakes over mindless spectacle. This could signal a shift in the way thrillers are made, with more filmmakers opting for intricate, character-driven stories that challenge the audience's expectations and keep them engaged on a deeper level. At the same time, Blitz could also influence the future of ensemble casting in thrillers. The film's strong supporting characters, including the morally ambiguous police chief, the ruthless crime lord, and the damaged yet determined detective, demonstrate the power of well-rounded secondary roles in enhancing the main narrative. This could inspire filmmakers to create more complex, multi-layered stories with rich supporting casts that challenge the protagonist in unexpected ways. Looking beyond the immediate future of Blitz, the film's impact on the industry is likely to extend far beyond its initial release. It's a film that has already demonstrated the power of combining a strong narrative with emotional depth and visual style, and it's sure to influence the next generation of filmmakers. Whether through its exploration of moral complexity, its atmospheric world-building, or its use of practical effects, Blitz is setting a new standard for the crime thriller genre. In the years to come, we can expect to see more films that take risks, push boundaries, and explore the darker, more nuanced side of human nature, just as Blitz has done. And as audiences continue to seek out more immersive, emotionally resonant stories, It's clear that Blitz will be a reference point for years to come.